Hey y'all, it's Mel the Scientist and welcome back to another video. I wanted to have one out before Christmas, so I'm finally able to say I can do that. Today's video I'm super excited for. It's called Your Tattoo is Inside Your Immune System, literally, by Kurzgesagt. Most of my video viewership comes from Casual Geographic fans, which I 1000% appreciate, but I also have a Kurzgesagt audience out there who loves watching this with me. So thank y'all so much. This is for you as always, and I can't wait to jump into this because let me tell y'all one thing. I am not getting a tattoo. Not happening at all. I've never had the desire for one. I will never have the desire for one. I'm that person who just believes that the risks of getting one far outweigh the benefits. And I just know that if I get one, I will automatically regret it immediately. Like, that's just who I am. Trust me. I've always based my decisions not based off of what's good for me, but what I regret the least. That's literally how I go through life sometimes. And I just know that that would happen to me as soon as I did it. I can't do it. If you are one of my viewers and you have a tattoo, that is so awesome. Like, live your life how you want to live it. I absolutely respect it. I can't be one of the ones with that. I can't do it. I've always wanted to try kind of like the little henna designs and things like that. I know those can last you for a good little minute, but no, not tattoos. I can't do it. They're terrifying to me. But let's talk about how the tattoo is inside your immune system, which is definitely true. But I know Kurzgesagt is going to go into it in a way that is so unique and wonderful to them, and I just love seeing their descriptions and explanations. So let's dive into the video.
Your tattoos are inside your immune system, literally. With each very tasteful piece of art, you kickstart a drama with millions of deaths, grand sacrifices, and your immune system stepping in to protect you from yourself.
Yes.
Let's give you a tattoo and zoom in to see what happens inside your skin.
Wait, was the bird crying? Oh, okay, no, that was just speak. Okay.
Inside your skin. The conveyor belt of death. Your skin has to solve a huge problem. It's your largest organ and has the most direct contact with the world around you. Trillions.
Yeah, a lot of people forget or don't know that your skin is literally like your largest organ. A lot of people don't consider it to even be an organ. People think that your internal organs are the only ones that exist. But yeah, your skin is definitely an organ, and it is your largest one. And it is very important and should not be taken lightly.
Microbes, dirt, insects, and vermin can't be allowed to get inside you. But your skin is also constantly damaged by you moving through the world. Your body solved this by making your skin a conveyor belt of death. All the skin you see is actually dead stuff. The alive part of your skin cells begins around 1 millimeter deep in the skin industrial complex. Stem cells constantly clone themselves, producing new skin cells that begin a journey from the inside to the outside.
Yes.
Each new generation pushes the older ones further up. As your skin cells mature, they interlock with each other and produce lamellar bodies, tiny bags that squirt out fat to create a waterproof coat that closes any gaps between them. And then they dry out and kill themselves, merging together into inseparable lumps. This wall of dead corpses is consistently pushed upwards. Up to 50 layers of dead cells cover your whole body and are constantly replaced by new cells moving up. Every hour, you shed around 200 million dead skin cells and all the dirt or bacteria that are stuck to them. Tattooing this part of your skin would be useless as nothing would stick around. We need to go deeper. When the fleshy world explodes. Below the conveyor belt of death lies the dermis.
Yes.
It's full of structural tissue and cells, tiny blood vessels, sensory cells that report to nerve endings, the roots of your hairs, sweat glands regulating your temperature, and of course loads of immune cells, building your flesh right below the moving border wall. This region and below is where your new tattoo will go. Okay, ready? The world explodes. Half a dozen monoliths the size of skyscrapers slam through the 50 layers of dead cells deep into the dermis, ripping huge holes into the skin, only to retreat and smash through the tissue again about twice a second. Tens of thousands of cells are violently killed right away, ripped to pieces, or damaged beyond repair. Luckily, you did your research and chose a responsible tattoo artist who properly disinfected their
Please, research carefully. Choose people that, you know, not only have good ratings, but people that you know you can trust, who are smart. Like, oh, please do not just go anywhere. It's literally like plastic surgery. Like, you need to choose wisely. Just because someone says there's something does not mean that they are qualified to be that. Trust.
tools and your skin. But you only ever get 99.9% of all bacteria, and some of the survivors made it into your flesh.
Yeah.
To put it mildly, your immune system is not amused at all.
It sure isn't.
Destruction wakes up hundreds of thousands of macrophages in your dermis that rush into the open wounds to defend you. Immediately, they start killing bacteria, release chemicals that call for reinforcements, and order your blood vessels to open up and make your dermis swell up with fluid. But worse than the hundreds of wounds and a few invaders is the tidal wave of chemicals that flush your tissue. Tattoo ink can be made from hundreds of substances. Some may even be toxic or carcinogenic.
Yes.
Most are from heavy metals like lead, nickel, or chromium dissolved in distilled water. The battlefield is now a wild mix of dead cell parts, a few panicked bacteria, blood and bodily fluids, platelet cells trying to close wounds, more and more fresh immune cells, and the flood of tattoo ink. On the scale of your cells, clumps of ink particles are huge. If you were the size of a cell, they'd range from big dogs to small office buildings. Your immune system has one main job: identify what is not you and smash it until it's dead.
Yep, simple as that.
The macrophages are desperately trying to do that. Like tiny octopuses, they extend arm-like structures and begin pulling the ink particles inside. Usually, when a macrophage has eaten an enemy, it showers it in acid to dissolve it. But this doesn't work with the ink.
I didn't think so.
I try, but nothing works.
I wouldn't think so.
Don't react in any way. And this is just the particles small enough to be devoured.
Right.
Now, the larger chunks are surrounded by thousands of your structural skin cells and macrophages that are nomming on them, bathing them in acid and attack chemicals, trying to destroy and kill them. But they're not moving even a tiny bit. Nothing works. Finally, your immune system has to concede. It will not win this fight, so it does the next best thing: not lose. Your cells don't know how dangerous these metals and chemicals are, but they can at least not let them spread around. So they just stay in place. They vacuum up all the particles they can fit into their bodies and surround the larger ones, trapping them in the only prison they can build, themselves. Bit by bit,
oh, wow. I'm sorry. That's actually beautiful when you think about that. I'm sorry.
Thousands of tiny wounds moves inside millions of immune cells that freeze in place forever.
Wow.
On the outside, you don't notice any of this. Your new tattoo is fresh and the colors vibrant. Your skin hurts and is irritated and swollen. But wounds heal, tiny holes close, dead cells are replaced. Bit by bit, the conveyor belt of death does its job, shedding dead cells ripe in color, replacing them with fresh and clean ones. Your tattoo becomes a little less vibrant. Now the ink is no longer on your skin, but inside it. But what you're really seeing is millions of your macrophages sitting in your dermis, patiently holding the ink in place, protecting your body from poison. Your immune system is why your tattoo is forever. Actually, nothing is forever. Over time, your macrophages get old and die, and new ones come in to gobble up the ink and keep it in place.
Yeah.
But sometimes a tiny bit of ink escapes. Most of it is recaptured and locked in place, but not always the exact same place.
True.
You notice that as your tattoo fades out a bit and turns less sharp and crisp at its edges. Some of the ink escapes the tattoo entirely. It rides fluids flowing from your tissue and spreads around your body. Another reason
that's so not good.
should ideally not be poison. Your immune
Yes.
system also kind of doesn't want you to remove tattoos. To do that, usually the ink is shot at with lasers, which heats up the particles until they break into smaller chunks, cooking your brave macrophages in the process. With every round of lasering, more of your tattoo is broken down and carried away by fluids. But also, every time, new macrophages rush into the tattoo to lock the ink in place.
Yeah.
So, like, Maybe think about it carefully before you get the name of your new bay tattooed.
Okay.
If you've got one, you can directly see your immune system protecting you. This is how much your body loves you, which is kind of sweet. And
It is
while
sweet.
tattoos are probably not that big of a deal for your body if applied correctly, you now know about the struggle going on inside your skin and the sacrifice of your macrophage buddies, only for you to have that art forever.
Yes. I did a little bit of research, and correct me if I'm wrong. If you get tattoos and you visit tattoo, parlors and tattoo artists, then you know better than I do. But I think they're trying to use more carbon-based inks, which is good because, like they said, usually it's toxic chemicals like lead and mercury and other things. So, and obviously, tattoo artistry is way better than it was back in the day. Back in the day, I was about to say that. I was about to curse. That stuff is straight up poison. And people most definitely died of lead poisoning more than anything else. I think the practice is a lot safer today. But, there's always people who cheat if they don't want to afford the better materials for their clients. That's why you have to choose wisely when it comes to tattoo artists. And those who are smart enough to not just want to make a quick buck and actually care about the safety of their clients. So if you do want tattoos, please do the research. That's all I can, ask of you. And if you don't like me, then you're fine. You don't have to worry about it. The human body is fascinating. I mean, the things that it is willing to take, the things it's willing to sacrifice for us to be alive as much as possible and for as long as possible. It made me almost tear up seeing the tattoo ink being held in place. Like this exact scene right here. Or maybe other scenes just like it. Yeah, just what our bodies are willing to do to keep us alive. It's so fascinating. I don't know, it may have been why I even was interested in science in the first place. I got my degree in biology for medicine because I've always just been so fascinated in the human body and wanting to know as much about it as possible. It's moments like these that just make me so proud of the journey I've taken and what I wanted to study, because this kind of stuff excites me a lot. I love Kurzgesagt videos, man. They tell you exactly what you need to know in the most polite way possible. That's what I've always loved about them. I will see you later. You can check out my gaming channel, Mel the Gamer. I'll put the link in the description. I play mostly sci-fi horror games or just straight up horror games. I'm an October baby, so I stay around that. Those are kind of the only games that excite me, So I have a Patreon, patreon.com/melthescientist, where you can check out other videos that kind of have nothing to do with science related things, just because there's other stuff that I like to react to and have fun with, and games I like to play and videos I like to watch. But if I post it on my regular channel, it's gonna interrupt the flow of my viewership, because it'll be like, okay, what kind of content are you trying to have? So I want my content to be as consistent as possible on my channel, so you can go to Patreon and support that if you would like. What else? Also, I have a small business, metalistjewelrybox.com. I make handmade jewelry for nerds. You can check that. It's a variety of STEM, history, reference jewelry. It's all handmade and hypoallergenic because I have sensitive skin. So please go ahead and check that out. I would love to have your support. And go ahead and support small businesses anyway. So I would love that. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.